Oh my gosh. It's season 9.1 update notes. Gonna have to split this up. It's way too much for one video. Just, for your brain's sakes, for my voice's sake. I'll still be recording it all in one day, but yeah. Gonna have to split this up into two parts. You'll see why later. But let's just dive right in. So about these skins, I mean, these are some really, really cool skins. Hopefully they look this good in-game, especially, Yeah, these actually do look really good. Like jokes aside, these are all really, really awesome looking skins. Again, hopefully they're as good in-game. Honestly, the Charybdis one is one of my favorites. And Apollo as well. Hello, he actually looks like a person now. Let's go. But yeah, let's just get into it. So then there's some content stuff, bug fixes, quality of life. So if you want to pause here, all of these are now getting new sound cues. So that's nice. And then progression systems, ranked rewards and stuff. You could pause if you want to read that. The game mode Slash. I might do an individual video for Slash. I'm not sure. Depends if I like it or not, to be honest. It seems cool. That's cool. I think the PTS is going to be up soon. So hey, I'm down with that. There's just a whole myriad of things that we don't necessarily need to get into here. And Conquest, new objective obelisks. These are in the jungle. Each team now has an obelisk on their side of the jungle. The obelisks are power banks, which teams power up using offerings. And offerings are pickups that'll drop from marked camps when the obelisks become active. And the first team to fill out their obelisk will get Interceptor, a powerful new type of jungle buff. And it sounds like with this jungle buff, it's actually a jungle buff that drops on the ground and stuff. So it's not something that's going to affect your whole team right away, especially considering the explanation they give later. So at 4 minutes into the match, so not right away, the obelisks become active, and certain jungle camps around the map become marked, and then the marked ones, you kill them, and you get the offering, bring them to the obelisk gets filled up, all that good stuff. And then Naga monsters spawn near the center of each lane, which also drops offerings. So it's not just for junglers, is what they're getting at with that. While the obelisks are active, the jungle camps remain marked until one team powers up their obelisk completely. So makes sense. Offerings can be stolen away from the enemy obelisk by standing within its radius and taking 10% of their current health as true damage for every offering stolen. Damn, boy, that's harsh. That's like invading, but like worse, I guess. But yeah, the Interceptor, let's just get to that. Interceptor spawns at the obelisk, of course, if you power it up all the way. Cannot be picked up by an enemy team. Nice. That's fair. And so as a lifetime of 4 minutes, which actually begins ticking down as soon as it spawns, so that's pretty interesting. And the scepter will follow the first friendly god that touches the scepter, so I guess picks up the buff in that sense. Then while following, the scepter has two modes. If there's no enemies within 35 units, the scepter grants an aura of 25 HP 5 to all nearby allies. I'm assuming that includes the person who's holding it, so that's cool. And then this effect is tripled for friendly structures. Sheesh, that's a lot of regen. If enemies are within 35 units of its owner, the scepter will fire ball lightning not ball lightning projectiles, fireball lightning projectiles every second at up to 5 enemy targets simultaneously, and this prioritizes gods, so if you blink in with this, you can potentially hit all 5 gods at once, and it deals 3.5 of the enemy's max health. Each lightning projectile. Does it say how often it fires? Oh, every second. Okay, so that's pretty significant, especially on a tank, someone who's going to be sticking like glue to people. It says deals minimize. It doesn't say it does true damage. I'm hoping it doesn't do true damage, because that would definitely be OP. This already sounds very, very strong. If that's true damage, that's going to be scary. So new to the game will be the Naga. These will spawn in place of the... Oh, my music. Oops. So these are instead of the lesser scorpions now, and there's no more healing deployable, and now they drop offerings instead for the obelisk when they die. So that's cool. But of course, offerings can be stolen, right? So I guess if someone kills a Naga, they can go right over and just steal the offering. That's interesting. Okay. Greater Scorpions now only reside in the Fire Giant side of the map. That's interesting. Each team now has one on their side of the map, so I'm assuming that's where they go. Where they will be now is where they would go if the Scorpion was killed in the Fire Giant pit. Is that what I'm gathering here? While destroying a Greater Scorpion now enhances all of the jungle buffs on the side of the jungle with the team that slayed it until the Scorpion respawns. Okay, that's interesting. So they're reworking how that seems to work. Then Lesser Scorpions, yeah, both of them are removed, and it'll be the support buff now. The Draugr has returned to the Abyssal Dust, so Draugr's gone. That makes sense. Draugr was doing nothing. Pretty pointless. It was just there for a little bit of extra XP. XP and gold. Like, the buff really didn't do anything, so that makes sense. Fire Giant, a little buff to its damage. And makes sense. I think it's getting killed a little bit too easily. Once you're able to get to the Fire Giant, it's getting killed a little too easily. Pyro, also getting a bit of a damage boost. That's nice. Gold Fury, pretty significant change, both to its base power and the scaling. So that's going to be pretty significant as well. The Naga, these will just be the stats. I'm assuming that's very similar. Well, okay, so they're moving around how the Lesser Scorpion works as well. So we'll just have to feel out how this is. I think this is like a... Yeah, this seems like it'd be about the same, right? That sounds about right. I don't know if they actually... It doesn't say here if they have the little hits at the end, you know, the pew-pew. Where you gotta hit it 3 times after you diminish its health. I don't think they said anything about that. No? So I'm assuming that's gone, and these will just be the stats, and there won't be the 3 auto attacks you have to do. And I'm assuming that'll be gone from the support buff there as well. And they actually buffed the Greater Scorpion to do more damage. Up from 10, I mean, that is pretty significant. So then Roman Arena, so they're increasing the golden XP spooling in Arena. That makes sense. I'll go over that another time, I guess. Not really too interested in it. So here we go. Boys, the relic changes are here. Now, what's this going to be? So it's a similar idea. So you get a tier 1 relic for free, which are pretty much the same. You'll see as we go, they're largely the same power levels as the base relics that we have now. But you can get a tier 2 relic for 300 gold, or a tier 3 relic for 800 gold. You know, it doesn't specify here. So I'm assuming the total cost would be 800 gold and not 1100. Oh, no, okay. So, you see, this wording isn't exactly the best here. So, it is 1100 for a full Tier 3 relic. Okay. Because this Tier 3 relic, 800 gold, but it's 800 gold if you already have the Tier 2. Okay. Interesting wording there, boys. But yeah. So, they're bringing back the full tier system where you have Tier 3 relics, and there's actually 2 relics in that Tier 3 slot. So, let's get into it. They're buffing Aegis. I don't know about that one, boys. They're buffing Aegis? I don't know. I mean, as an assassin player, you guys probably guess. I don't like playing into Aegis, especially if people are good at getting good Aegises off. It's really annoying. But I mean, I guess I could see it. People dying too fast, all that good stuff, all that good zhuzh. But then the upgrade is also getting an upgrade because it's up. So it's down to 140 seconds for this. Ooh, that's rough right there, buddy. And like these first and foremost, these prices absolutely worth it. Like 2,000%, bro. I think this is a good compromise between what we had in seasons 1 and 2, and the relic system we have in place through season 8 now. So this, like, you still get a good relic for free. So if people are, I don't want to spend money on relics, I get item instead. This is a good compromise where you still get a good relic. At least they're not buying nothing, right? Because like back in the day, people would literally not buy actives at all because it costs gold, and they're like, but my Jotun is 100 gold more. So yeah, this is a good compromise, I think. So I think the general idea, definitely good. Let's get into some of these tier 3 relics now, though. So, Aegis of Acceleration here. Using this item makes you invulnerable from damage and healing for 1.5 seconds, so same as Aegis, and prevents you from taking any actions, same as Aegis. You may still move, same as Aegis. Each instance of damage prevented in this time provides you 7% movement speed for 4 seconds, stacking up to 3 times. Yowza! That is really good, especially on most hunters. This is going to be absolutely insane. You're going to see later in the item section. Oh, this is good. This is very, very juicy. Gonna be AIDS for me because again, assassin player. But hey, I mean that's really, really good right there. And then Aegis of Judgment. This one's more. I don't know who this is for exactly. I mean this one's also really good though. So same deal. Aegis stuff. At the end of the duration, you explode, dealing 100 plus 50% of the prevented damage as magical damage in a 30-unit radius. The damage dealt by this effect is capped at 50% of your maximum health. Okay, I mean, this could still be a big problem on like Warriors and Guardians, though. Like this could be a big problem. Because already, like, Warriors and Guardians getting Aegis, okay, it doesn't happen often, but when it does, it's so annoying to deal with, and then they can get rewarded for doing that. Oh, that's going to be so annoying. I don't think that's going to be the main usage for this, but, like, the damage does sound really good. Like, of the prevented damage, I'm assuming that's pre-mitigation. That would be something nice to have specified, if this is pre-mitigation damage or post-mitigation damage. To have specified for me, I'd like to know. Because if so, if it's pre-mitigation, yowza. You might actually see some Warriors and Guardians go Aegis of Judgment, bro. That'd be so annoying. Okay, well, Belt of Frenzy, it's getting some buffs. Duration, damage increase, up to 15% damage increase. That's nice. Duration, the duration's increased by 1 second, and the cooldown. Oh, the cooldown's actually increased. Okay. That makes a little bit more sense, because, I mean, 6 seconds, we're getting into some good territory here. This is actually, like, usable territory there. Like, objectives, structures, they're going down with 15%. It's 6 seconds. So I think 10 seconds is a fair trade-off for that. So Greater Belt of Frenzy, really like this artwork. I would have preferred, well, it's always nice to keep a little bit of old artwork in the game, so I guess that's okay. This is an awesome piece of artwork. Sorry, I'm totally spoiling stuff. So yeah, the damage increase is the same as this. Penetration buff has been removed. Definitely understandable. I could see how that could be way too strong against structures. Duration decreased from 8 to 6 seconds. Okay. But the cooldown has been decreased to 110 seconds. I don't know about that one. Let's take a look at these tier 3s real quick. Using this item grants all allied gods within 70 units 30% increased damage dealt to all targets, including objectives, and 50% attack speed increase. Oh, decaying every 0.5 seconds for 6 seconds. Okay, so you don't keep the 50% attack speed increase. It decays, which I think is fair. That makes sense. You should not have 50% for 6 seconds. But I do have to ask, is the 30% for the full 6 seconds, or does that decay as well? That'd be definitely something I would want specified, because they're like, it's like 2 separate parts of the sentence, it looks like. Like, it says, and the 50% increase, decaying every 0.5 seconds for 6 seconds. So I'm not sure if the damage increase is reduced as well, but regardless, I mean, that's pretty crazy, especially when it comes to structure burn. Belt of Insatiable Hunger, damn, that's a hefty title. Using this item grants all allied gods within 70 units, so same radius. 15% increased damage dealt to all targets, including objectives, and a 25% attack speed increase for 10 seconds. Okay, that's nice. So this is a bit less bursty than the Belt of the Berserker. And then if you earn a kill or assist on an enemy god while this buff is active, very smart to make a kill or assist, thank you. While this buff is active, the duration refreshes. This can only occur once per use. Still, though, that's really, really nasty. As we said, though, some of the defensive relics you'll see down here are crazy as well. So, if you guys think this is crazy, the defensive stuff, so this is more offensive, the defensive stuff is every bit as good, pretty much. So I'm not sure that this will get picked up necessarily, but you may see just really aggressive teams get ahead, and then at level 12 they pick up Belt of Frenzy, and they go for, like, Insatiable Hunger or Belt of the Berserker. I could definitely see that, because they already do that sometimes. I mean, not all the time. It's definitely not something you see all the time, but you see, like, Leviathans do it and stuff. So that's definitely a possibility there. So next up is Blink, and it has a small artwork change here. I think that looks really cool. So no changes to that. But Greater Blink Rune has the damage mitigation buff removed. So that's, that's a bit unfortunate. Makes it a little less worth it to have it be, an upgrade, but it's understandable given what's coming up. So Corrupted Blink Rune, using this item will allow you to teleport up to 45 units away instantly, so the same amount. This item cannot be used if you have taken, same as Blink. On blinking, slow all enemies' move speed / attack speed by 15% within a 25 unit radius for 2.5 seconds. Yeah, this one doesn't sound amazing to me. 15% move speed, you definitely feel that. But it's not the highest slow you've ever seen in your life. And it has to be said, 25 unit radius, you might not actually get close enough to do that, other than on like frontliners. If you get the good blink, if you get the good corrupted blink off, hey, good on you. But I think that's a little too small. Of course, you don't want that too big either. But well, it's just kind of like blink horrificing all in one, except the slow just isn't really as impactful. Well, let's take a look at this here Scorching Blink. So yeah, so allows you to teleport same amount, leaving behind a trail of wildfire that deals 20 true damage plus 4 true damage per level to enemies that pass through it every 0.5 seconds for 4 seconds. This item cannot be used if you take or dealt damage. Yeah. That doesn't seem like it's that much damage. And enemies you pass through? That's strange. That doesn't sound that great, I'll be honest. Leaving behind a trail. So does that linger? Like, does this attach to them and they take the full damage? Because if they take the full damage, that's pretty nice. But like, who's gonna just sit in that? Yeah, I don't know about these two. I mean, Corrupted is definitely the better. I think Corrupted would be the better one between them. There's obviously more utility is better than just like you might deal some damage. Plus 4 2 damage per level, 8 times. And that's not bad damage. I mean, I won't say no to more damage. It's just yeah, it doesn't seem like that much to me. So Bracer of Radiance. Oh, is this new? Yes, that is new artwork. Yeah, it looks good. So a buff to its power, but also increasing the cooldown as a result of that. I guess that's fair enough. And then Greater Bracer of Radiance. This no longer functions as a Sentry Ward. They're, of course, moving that to the Tier 3. Because, of course, you could just get this right off the bat, like in base, at level 1. So they might see that as being too good. So just in case they're taking that away. Then Bracer of Brilliance. Place a radiant glow like the current Bracer for 90 seconds. Allies that move through this gate gain 20% increased power. My eyes just squinted. That was so much. And 20% movement speed. So you get both of those. Both of those. Allies who move through. So all they have to do is move through and they get both of those. It's not just one or the other depending on how much health they have. This fragment acts as a sentry ward as well. Really nice. If destroyed, the cooldown of the relic is reduced by 20%. Really, really excellent. This is some excellent stuff here. But again, as I said, once we get to the like stuff like Shell, you're gonna be like, oh, I see now. But this is still really, really solid. Then Bracer of Illumination, place a radiant glow, same as before. Allies who move through this gain 10% increased power if above half health, or 50% movement speed. So similar to current Bracer. This fragment acts as a sentry ward. On use, a light sprite appears patrolling back and forth, revealing enemies along the way. So this is like making, giving you an even bigger revealing area. So it doesn't necessarily say how big this area will be, like what it patrols through, quote unquote patrols through. Maybe this will be so ridiculous that like you have to buy this every game because it gives you too much vision. But I'm thinking that Bracer of Brilliance will probably be the better one out of these two. And as we saw it be played with, because what is this? 20% increased power. I mean, that's pretty much like Belt of Frenzy levels, but like this gives you the utility to use it with move speed and use it as a ward as well. So that's interesting. But Brilliance, I think, is definitely the better one between these two. So Meditation Cloak. Name change from Meditation Cloak to Cloak of Meditation, guys. Cloak of Meditation. Come on. Increase base health restore. And increasing missing health scaling, but also increasing the cooldown. Interesting. So they're actually buffing the amount of healing this does. I don't know about that one. I thought it felt pretty good already. I guess maybe missing health scaling. Yeah, because they're doing both, right? So this increases the healing, both when someone's low or when someone's like half health or something. Interesting. And then a 10-second increase, I don't really think that's going to change too much. Let's move on to Greater Meditation Cloak. Remove the cooldown reduction effect. Okay, makes sense. Since it's only 300 gold or whatever. Increase base health restore from 8 to 12, same as the default one. And then the missing health scaling is the same. But then reducing the cooldown to 130 seconds. So it's pretty much the same item, just with a much lower cooldown of 20 whole seconds is pretty good. Okay. Interesting. Okay, well anyways, Cloak of Aesthetics, I guess. I don't actually know what this says. Using this item causes you to enter a meditative state where nearby ally gods restore 40 plus 7% of their missing health and mana each tick. Heals occur once every second for 4 seconds. Each pulse reduces cooldowns. So this one still reduces cooldowns, but with a way heftier heal. Wow. Like, it's going from 12 to 40, and then another percent on top of that. Wow. That's a big heal. And then, of course, reduces Reduces cooldowns of all abilities by 1.5 seconds. That's for 4 seconds. How does math work? So you're looking at a 6 second. So, I mean, that's definitely most mage abilities. Low cooldown mage abilities would be back. Like, you could use it, pop this, and they'll be back up by the time it's over. Wow. Okay, that's very, very strong. But then Cloak of the Avatar. All right, Aang. All right, Aang. Come on. Use inside meditative state. Restore 12. Oh, wow. A way smaller heal. The same as these up here. So, same heals before. Heals occur once yep. You gain a protective barrier of wind that explodes if an enemy comes within 15 units, knocking them back. That's good. That's also definitely a... That's actually an Avatar reference because of the wind. Yeah, wind style. Yeah. Anyways. I don't really see a point of this. Does it do damage? Or is it like ant style? Yeah, I don't see how that's ever going to be better than Cloak of Aesthetics over here. Comes within 15 units. 15 units is really, really close. Like, you're in tip touching distance at that point. Yeah, I don't know about that. That doesn't sound too great. Well, does this... See, this is one of the issues I had with this patch notes. I know they don't want this thing longer than the Bible, but I'd like to know if the cooldown is the same. You know, what if these are all different cooldowns? Or what if it's the same cooldown? Or what if it shares a cooldown with the base one? I just don't know at this point. Yeah. I'd like to actually like see the full stats, full stats of everything, every single time you look at a change here. But okay, yeah, Cloak of Aesthetics sounds really, really good, and Cloak of the Avatar, I don't know why it's here. It might be really, really good, and I don't even see. I'm not seeing it in my brain, like where it would come in. But yeah, Cloak of Aesthetics is like just a really good version of the current med we have. Like that heal is just massive too, and of course, like that cooldown reduction is really insane. So okay, Curse Donk, seeing some changes. No art change on this one though. That's interesting. So the shield damage increase. Hate this. I hate that so much, bro. Like, why do you just not want shields in the game? Just remove all the shields already. Like, if you don't want shields in the game, man. All right, added 10% damage increase taken debuff when healed by god abilities. That's on the base one now. I think that's probably a smart decision. You'll see throughout this that they don't really take stabs at the healer mages. So this is like in terms of god balance and item balance. So this is where they're taking a jab at them here. So they added the 10% damage increase taken debuff when healed by god abilities to the base Curse Donk. So that makes sense to me. Hate the shield damage thing because it's just like there's so many just I hate those instant like I don't even know if my snaps are coming through. Those instant counters like, oh, you have a shield? Nope. Now I do 75% damage to it. Yep, that whole part of your kit. Goodbye. It's like Phantom against Odin. It's just like, win button. Okay, there you go. They still got to play around the cage, I know, but you guys know what I mean. It's just like I don't like those instant counter buttons. Greater Curse Donk. This is the tier 2. Same shield damage increased, and then decreased the increased damage taken debuff. Damn, that's a lot of the same words over and over again. It's like one of my videos. From 20% to 10%. Okay, so it's the same as the base one. But decreases cooldown to 100 seconds. That's really low. Okay. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Just basically a cooldown reduction on this on the main one. Not exactly. I wouldn't exactly call that creative, but you know, I see where they're coming from. Maybe they could change the artwork a little bit. Just added some contrast to this. Blighted Donk is the tier 3 here. Using this item reduces the healing received by all enemy gods within 55 units by 60% for 10 seconds and removes 75% of any currently applied shield. Enemies that are healed by god abilities while affected by this curse take 20%. Okay, so they're adding back the 20% more damage taken from all sources for the duration of the curse. That's really, really nasty against healing comps, especially AoE healing as well, like with a Hell or something, or Chang'e. All healing reduced by this effect is instead distributed? Mate, socialism? Bro, is that Bernie? Is that Bernie Sanders? He's actually just redistributing the wealth. All healing reduced by this effect is reduced by 60%, brother. 60%. That's gonna feel like a meditation cloak on you against, like if you Curse Donk right before a Hell 3 goes off, bro, you're actually gonna be popping med. is instead reduced. Wow. That's pretty disgusting. I mean, 40 units is decent. That's a really decent radius as well. Yeah, that'd be a little hard to play around, but I mean, definitely worth trying out for sure. It's definitely worth trying. Drowned Donk, using the damn, that's dark. Drowned Donk, poor guy. Using this item reduces the healing received by all enemy gods within 55 units by 40% and for 10 seconds, and removes 75% of any currently applied shield. I cannot read right now. Enemies that are healed by god abilities while affected by this curse cause a pool of miasma. What is it, asthma? Yeah, I got an inhaler right here, dude. I don't care about that. The form beneath them that persists for 6 seconds. So like the current Bastetto, maybe? Like, is that what I'm supposed to be envisioning? The miasma deals 2% of the enemy's current health every 0.5 seconds and refreshes the Ankh debuff effect. Yeah. No, I don't... Unless this pool is like really, really big. If it's like a Poseidon Whirlpool size instead of like a Bastet little AoE thing, I think that'd be good. But yeah, as I'm reading it, doesn't sound that great. I'm thinking Bladed Ankh might be better. Miasma, because the miasma just deals damage, right? It doesn't slow them or anything. I mean, you could stun them or slow them and keep trying to keep them into it. And it refreshes the Ankh debuff effect, but like the debuff effect here is so much more. It's all 20% more. So yeah, I'm not digging the Drowned Ankh, I'll be honest. It might look really cool though. And again, if it is like a larger AoE, then okay, I could see that. Yeah, Bladed Ankh is my boy for now. This is my chief right here. Heavenly Wings, cooldown increase. Oh, they increase the cooldown of sprint? I'm still calling it sprint. I don't care. I will actually... Where's Inspect Element? I will Inspect Element and change that to sprint right now. But yeah, increasing the cooldown from 120 to 130. I don't really see how that's necessary. Was sprint really doing work and I just wasn't picking up on it? Like, sprint's really good, don't get me wrong. It's just, yeah, I don't know. I don't know why they're doing that. Maybe it's because these are crazy. All right, but yeah, Greater Heavenly Wings. Remove the haste effect natural because the tier 2s aren't supposed to be quite as impactful as they were. And then the cooldown decreased from 120 to 110. Okay, yeah, 110. That's really, really good. So I guess it's supposed to widen the gap between the two is why they're doing this. Okay, that makes sense. But this still cleanses slows, right? So I mean, it's not exactly bad. Then this is just a really low cooldown version of that. And then Entangling Winds. Using this item increases the movement speed of all allied gods, 55 units by 20%, making you immune to slows. Yep, like regular sprint. On use, this relic also roots enemies around you for 1 second. Okay. So a little bit of a problem with the wording here, boys. What is the size of the root? Is it the same size as this, or I'm assuming it's the same as 55. If it's 55 units. Sprints, I think, as big as relics get in terms of their like AoE usage size. So that's a pretty big root there, boys. That's massive. Like for disengages, this is like, I don't think there's ever been a better disengage tool than this. I don't think. Like in terms of like relics or actives. Yeah. Wow. Okay, if it's 55 units, I don't know for sure. But if it's the full 55 units, Zam. That's a Zammer right there. That's rough. Haste and Wings increase to 40%. Grants haste. Okay, so they're bringing the haste back, causing them to be immune. Yep. For the duration, successful basic attacks increase the duration. Increases the duration. Okay, so this one's supposed to be aggressive. This one's supposed to be defensive. Entangling Winds all the way. Absolutely, 100 Giga Chad, 1000%. Having haste is awesome. But I think like people know to like FO when you pop sprint. Like if they see a haste and Winds, they're not gonna be like, oh guys, they popped sprint. Let's go in on them. Of course, this could also be seen as win more if like the your warrior gets this or something instead of the guardian, and like the guardian gets a really good engage. It's like, okay, now we can use haste and Winds. All right, let's get this haste and W. Okay, I mean that's not terrible. But like Entangling Winds is my son. Frankly, I really want to try this out. Like Entangling Winds and Bladed Ankh, like I'm actually going those two every single game. I didn't actually see that they changed. I didn't see that they changed his poor horrific emblems icon here, bro. He looks so stupid. I don't know why they did my boy like that, but okay. Increase the attack speed debuff to 20%. Oh god. Oh my god. Sorry. Oh, I just had a... It's a stroke. I can't see. 25%. Bro, just don't even left click. Oh. Added the 15% decreased damage dealt debuff to the base? But increased the cooldown by 20. Sprint's the same, though. Oh, I don't know about that. I don't know about that one. Wow. Bro, 15%'s a lot. I don't know if you guys know that. Oh my god. No changes to Great or Horrific Emblem. Better not. Then the Emblem of Increasing Peril. That's a really cool icon. Bro, that's my new profile picture for 2022. Using this item slows the movement of all enemy gods within 35 units by 30%. Yowza. For 5 seconds. Bro, that's like a Nike ult. Actually, Nike ult I think is a little stronger. Their attack speed is also reduced for 25% for the duration. So same as the base. Okay. Yeah, you definitely don't want an attack speed slow higher than 25%. Additionally, the damage dealt is reduced by 15%. Okay. Yeah, that's like the this one up here. Yep. If an enemy deals 10% of an allied god's maximum health in this time, the debuff effects are increased by 10% each, stacking up to 3 times. Oh. Damn. Wow. That's rough. So it can go up to like, okay, so it does actually increase the attack speed slow as well. Like, bro, if they just do that once, it's 35%. You can't auto attack at that point. And then 30%, 40%. Wow. So that can go up to 60% slow. That's absolutely insane. But I do feel like playing against this would just be the same as playing against Terrific Emblem normally. Like, someone pops on you and you just try and get away. You try and get away as best as you can. You don't fight them. So I don't really know about this one because you don't fight people when you have Horrific Emblem on you anyways. I don't think you ever have tried to fight through a Horrific Emblem. Like, even when it wasn't at its best, you still don't try and fight through it. You try and get away, like Kite, until it's over, basically. So I don't know about that one. Emblem of Trembling Terror. Using this item slows the movement. Yep, for within 35 units for 30%. So okay, same slow as this guy. Their attack speed is also reduced for 25%. Okay, like the base one. Additionally, their damage dealt is reduced 50. Okay, like the base one. If an enemy is dealt 30% of their maximum health during this duration, they are trembled. Oh, hey, I like that. Okay, that's more like it, I think. Because you want to be aggressive. Like, I don't like how this is like, you have to basically, like, if I'm reading this right, if an enemy deals, yeah, of an ally gods, yeah, like they gotta be afflicted with this, right? Otherwise, like, what? Okay, so I don't like how this is saying your enemy has to do stuff for this to go off. I like how this is like what Horrific Emblem is. You are the people attacking them. Right, you are the people attacking them. You popped Horrific on them. You have the Horrific on them. You push your advantage while they try and get away from you. And a 1.5 second tremble, that's nasty. That's absolutely disgusting. They are dead if they get trembled for 1.5 seconds. With all this stuff on top of you, yeah, they're definitely dead. Trembling Terror, that sounds absolutely horrible to go against. You better have the Entangling Winds, bro. You better have Entangling Winds like on deck for this. That's the only way you're getting away from that. That's crazy. Alright, Magic Shell increase the damage reduction from basic attacks from 20 to 25%. Fair. You'll see a little bit later. They are buffing some hunter items, boys. So get ready for that. Definitely going to need that later. And then Greater Magic Shell decrease the cooldown to 130 seconds. Okay, so bringing it more in line with well, okay, so some of the tier 2s here are definitely, yeah, some of the tier 2s are definitely lower than this. So this is still one of the higher cooldown ones, which makes sense. I think it's a super powerful defensive relic. But okay, I think that's fair since it costs monies. So, and obviously it's just a default shell now, just with a lower cooldown. So you're just paying for the lower cooldown. I think that makes sense. So next is Fortifying Shell. Using this item applies a shield to themselves and allies within 35 units for 100 health plus 12 health per god level for 3 seconds. Additionally, all allies take 50% reduced damage from basic attacks for the duration. So pretty similar to like Just the raw damage, yeah, the raw damage mitigation. When the shield is broken or expires, allies gain a new buff, providing them 20% damage mitigation and 20% movement speed. Boys. Are we just... Is this Hunter time? Is actually Hunter time activate? Wow. Or expires. I don't know if that's a good balanced decision. Or expires? What? So you can just keep on running at them even when the shell runs out? Wow. Yeah, that's bizarre that they would do it with the or expires notion there. Wow, yeah, people are not gonna die with Fortifying Shell on, bro. Yeah, never mind the Trembling Terror, bro. Just put Fortifying Shell on them. They're fine. Phantom Shell. Because 20% damage mitigation is insane. So, okay, using this item applies the shield to themselves and allies. 35 units for a little bit more, so 150 health plus 15 health per god level for 4 seconds. Additionally, all allies take 50% reduced damage from basic attacks for the duration, same as this guy up here. Using this item also allows you and allied gods to pass through players and player-made objects. Oh. Okay, I see. Okay, so this is... Oh, okay. Wow. Wow, so you're not stuck with shitty Phantom anymore. You just go straight to the Phantom Shell. Mate. This is really insane. This has yeah, wow. Yeah, if you're against Dr. Odin over there, which I don't think he will be after these nerfs he gets in Dispatchment. Wow. Yeah, okay. That's really, really strong in certain situations, but the rest of the time, Fortifying Shell all the way. Purification beads, increase the cooldown on the base. That's really nice. That's a nice little change. People having beads up all the time was a problem. Then reducing the cooldown. Oh, no, increasing the cooldown, but it's still a decent chunk of cooldown. Okay. I see. Okay, but it's still lower than what the base is. Okay. Okay. Chaotic beads. Alright, using this item removes crowd control effects, makes you immune from new ones for 2 seconds, same as beats. Any CC effect that is cleansed during this time, including on activation, sends out homing projectile to the enemy who applied it, dealing 7% of their magical health. Guys, tell me what type of damage it is. Is this true damage, physical, magical? Just say, bro, like 7% of the magical health, like just type in, I don't want to like do a key combination or anything, but just say as magical damage or something. I'm assuming it's magical damage, but yeah, they should really just say that. But yeah, I mean, that's really, really good for, like if you get a really good beads off during like a CC combo or something, that could be nasty damage. It is just raw damage, but it is also punishing like a CC chain and like rewarding you for getting a good beads off. 7% might be a little high though. But I mean, hey, if you get the good beads off, hey, you're finally getting rewarded for it more than just being like, I'm running away now. Temporal beads. Some old boys are going to remember this. Using this item removes crowd control effects and makes you immune to new ones for 2 seconds. It reduces active cooldowns by 3 seconds. We've got the tier 3 beads back, baby. That's nice. That's really, really nice. But I am worried about Mr. Giannis over there with Chronos Pendant and Spirit of Desolation being good. So you're getting double 2'd again. I don't know if you guys remember that from Season 1. You're getting double 2'd. Well, actually, Season 2 had it as well. Yeah, you're getting double 2'd again by Giannis right into the face. They're getting a double Morgan Le Fay one. That's gonna be fun. Yeah, I mean it's cool they're bringing it back. They're gonna bring it back. See how it does. Will I personally use this? Yes. Moving on. Shield of Thrones? Oh, Shield of Thorns. Sorry. Decrease the reflect damage from 30% of all damage taken to 25% of all damage taken. Damn. Zam. They're actually nerfing it. Okay, but added the lifesteal debuff. Okay, added the lifesteal debuff to the default Thorns. Yeah, and then increasing the cooldown. Okay. Bit of an overall nerf, I think, right? Because they reduced the reflect damage, increased the cooldown, but then added the lifesteal debuff. The lifesteal debuff is really nice, and you'll see later on in the patch why that's really relevant. Yeah, I think an overall nerf though. I think decrease the reflect. Oh shit! Decrease the reflect damage from 30% of all damage taken to 25% of all damage taken. Decrease lifesteal debuff for enemies attacking you. 50%. Yeah, that was nasty. 50%. 25%. Of course, they're just bringing this down to make it reflect the fact that it's tier 3 instead of tier 2 instead of tier 3. Thorns of Overgrowth, using this item reflects 25% of the damage you take before mitigations for the next 5 seconds back to its owner as magical damage. If you are dealt 120 your level damage while this effect is active, the effect will end early. 120 times your level damage taken. Right? What? Did they misspell or like? So is it 120 times your level? Is that what it's saying? Level damage. Damn, that is not worded well. The effect will end early. While this is active, enemies can only lifesteal from you 50% of their total lifesteal. Okay, so to bring it back to the minus 50%. Additionally, you gain 5% move speed and attack speed for each enemy god within 20 units. Okay, that's disgusting. That hurts my soul. That hurts my soul. I'm gonna be seeing the Kakolin running at me again on our time. I'm gonna be seeing an Achilles just slapping his willy all over all over the place with this. Well, within 20 units, so I mean you probably only get 2 at a time, maybe 3, but still, that's still a 15% move speed buff or a 15% attack speed buff. Okay, so that's pretty gross, but you can end it early if you take too much damage. I think that's a good trade-off, having it end early if you take too much damage, so you can't just like whack it on and just run all over Tsukiyomi spikes till he dies. Well, you might be able to do that anyways, but okay. Using this item reflects 35. Wow, a much higher reflect amount. 35% of all the damage you take before mitigations for the next 2 seconds. Okay, so it's 2 seconds instead of 5. Makes sense given the extremely high amount of reflect damage. Back to its owner as magical damage. While this is active, enemies can only lifesteal from you 75% of their total lifesteal. Okay, so only a 25% reduction. Each basic attack from enemy gods reduces the cooldown of this item by 0.5 seconds. Oh, it's an 80-second cooldown. Oh. Oh, okay. I see what's going on here. Okay, so this, I think, Damn, that's hard. I don't know which one's better between these two. Because this saps 50% of their lifesteal. And gives you the potential buff. But I guess this one's more consistently good. So I would say this one's probably better, right? Because it's more consistent, and you get it more often. Each basic attack from enemy gods... See, boys. Word it better. Each basic attack from enemy gods reduces the cooldown of this item by 0.5 seconds while it's active. Is that what it is? Or, like, while it's inactive? I don't know what that means. So, but if it's only active for 2 seconds, then you're probably almost... You're going to get maybe... Like, the most potential is, like, 4, so, like, 2 seconds off of this? Or is it when it's... Because, yeah. Okay, so if you have 2 seconds, and their attack speed's, like, say, 2, and they hit every single auto on you, then that's, like... What was that, like, 6, 7, or 8? Or something like that. It's, like, 6... So, yeah, you would get it a little bit off the cooldown, but not much. So, is it while it's on cooldown, or while it's active? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what that means. But anyways, I still think this is better because you get it more frequently and it's more consistent. You get the same thing every time. It doesn't get it doesn't have the potential to get removed early like this one. So, anyways, Sundering. Oh my God, Sundering Spear, shield damage increased. Ah, I hate you. All right, and then cooldown increased by 5 seconds. Okay, I don't know whether I guess just to normalize it, bring it to a more regular number. 130 seconds, okay. Maybe that makes it easier to balance the tier 2 and 3 items. Greater Sundering Spear, current health, damage reduced. Oh, wow. To 7.5? Really? Okay, that's really significant. But I guess, yeah, again, tier 2 item. Increased damage taken debuff, decreased from 7 to 5. Then cooldown decreased to 110 seconds. Okay. Okay. I think that makes it a little bit better. Making it a 110 second cooldown. Yeah, still not amazing, but pretty good. Obviously very good into shields. I hate you. Sundering Blast. Fire a bolt that travels 70 units, stopping at the first god hit, and splashing in a 20 unit radius. Interesting, okay. Dealing 50% of the current health as true damage. Ooh, wow. 15 as true. Of current health, though. Of current health. And reducing any active shields by 75%. Targets hit, take 5% increased damage for 5 seconds, stacking 2 times. This relic has 2 charges. Okay, wow. So that's like just a copy paste of old Sundering, of the original reworked Sundering Spear with the 2 charges. But it actually has AoE, splashing with 20 units. That's really not bad. That's not bad for splash. Yeah, I'm definitely going to need a break after this. Oh my God. That's not bad for splash. 20 unit radius splash. That's pretty big. Will that come up often? Not so sure about that, but it does have 2 charges, remember. So if the first one doesn't hit anything with splash, maybe the second one does hit with splash. But yeah, targets hit, it says targets hit plural. See, this is an example of good wording. See, I'll point it out if it's good. Targets hit, targets plural, so that includes in the splash radius. Take 5% increased damage for 5 seconds, second 2 times. So, cool. So you can make them take up to 10% increased damage if you hit 2 on somebody. That's really, really nasty. That's absolutely disturbing. I'm crying. And you actually, yeah, if you go right in front of somebody, you'll get hit. You'll hit them with the splash damage as well. So you can't just like last second blink in front of someone and save them from the sundering blast if you're like right in front of them. That's interesting. Really, really good evolution of the old Sunder. Firebolt that travels 50 units, so a bit shorter, stopping on the first god hit, reducing the active shields, and linking them to you. For the next 4 seconds, they are dealt 5% of their current health as true damage every second. Oh, every second. 4 seconds. Whoa, what's math? 20% of their current health is true damage. Ah, and you receive half that amount as healing? My brain's breaking. Enemies can break the link if they move past... Oh. Okay. Teleport fragment. No, okay. That's interesting. Yeah, that's a really interesting idea. And maybe if you do this, if you team this with like, I don't know, maybe like the sprint or something, like you actually use entangling like you link and then you entangling, what is it, entangling sprint? Holy shit, we've gone through so much. Entangling wings after that to catch up to them, and then use your own CC and movement as applicable to keep them in that. I mean, that damage is disgusting. And the relic has 2 charges. A second hit on the same target will just refresh the duration. Yeah, I think having 2 charges really does save it. Because you could just relink again. Like, you can link once to make them use a movement ability. You use your movement ability to catch them, use some CC, and then hit them again. This is a shorter travel time, but wow, that sounds disturbingly good. That's worrying. I'm worried about Warriors and Guardians just kind of running things here. But okay. Teleport Fragment, changing it, okay. Greater Teleport Fragment can no longer teleport towards. Makes sense, they're bringing that back into Tier 3s, don't worry about that. But as a result, they get to decrease the cooldown to 160 seconds. That's much more understandable. That's a much more understandable cooldown. Heroic Teleport. Using this item allows you to teleport to any allied god or structure or ward while rooted in place, so same idea as the current upgraded teleport. This effect is not interrupted by damage, but is interrupted by hard crowd control, again, just like current teleport. After teleporting, you gain slow immunity, 20% movement speed, and 40 protections for 10 seconds with a 130-second cooldown. That is... Oh! That's really, really good. Like, for 10 seconds and 40 protections. So that's of each protection? Oh my god. You might, honest to goodness, you might just start with TP and then back for Heroic Teleport. I think that honestly might be really good. I mean, regardless, I think somebody in some role, I'm not going to try and like just call everything now, but somebody in some role, probably solo lane, is going to be getting Heroic Teleport just religiously, I think. That sounds absolutely disgusting, especially late game, because it gives you for 10 seconds. So at the very least, you have protections and move speed to get to your team. Maybe you can't dive a Phoenix with those buffs on, but you can at the very least guaranteed get to your team, even if the ward placement isn't great. And if the ward placement is great, you could potentially use this movement speed and protections in a fight, which is crazy. Of course, 130 seconds for the cooldown. That's a little low. Persistent Teleport. The last one for the day. Oh my god, it's been 50 minutes. Oh my god. So using this item allows you to teleport to any allied god or allied structure, sorry, not allied god. Teleport to gods was removed a while ago now. Allied structure or ward while rooted in place. This effect is not interrupted by damage or interrupted by hard crowd control. Kills and assists on enemy gods reduce the cooldown by 10 seconds. Okay. And the cooldown is a mere 90 seconds. So it's just a consistent teleport. I think Heroic Teleport is way more worth it. Kills and assists on enemy gods. I mean, the thing is, if you get a good TP off and you get a bunch of kills and assists, chances are, like, teleport kind of loses its relevance, right? Because, like, you got the good teleport off already. So it just kind of seems like win more when you really win more item where you really don't need it. I think heroic just blows it right out of the water. Oh my god, that was so much, and I'm just scratching the surface because we got glyphs to go into next, which is a special type of items. Definitely need a break after that. That was crazy. But my thoughts on the relics really positive. Some of them are a little lame, but I think there's a lot of really cool ideas in here at the very least. Yeah, I really like the idea of bringing relics back. I think they're bringing them back in a smart way as well. A lot of interesting stuff going on here in terms of especially with the tier 3 relics. Some of these abilities are super interesting and cool and going to be totally game changing. Broken, definitely going to be annoying for sure. Some of them, but overall, really happy with these relic changes. The Conquest changes I think are decent. Maybe would have liked a little bit more, but they probably feel that the relic changes and the glyph changes you'll see once we get to those are more than enough, which is fair enough. So that pretty much wraps this up. That was crazy. Pretty happy with it so far, and join us for part 2 tomorrow.